was like, thinking like, hey, I'm not a Buddhist, right? So I don't know what I'm going to talk. So basically, like, what I try to do, what I'm going to what I'm going to do is, basically, like, I'll try to touch upon Buddhism as I understood. I know, like, you're all, or most of you are already, like, practicing Buddhist, but like, so I don't want to show any light in the sun here, but like, just try to put in the way I understood it. Then, like, I would like to touch upon my favorite hero and my hero and the great leader any world could produce, Dr. Baba Sahib. Then, like, lastly, I would like to touch upon briefly on what the India Association of North Texas does and, like, how I must do that. So, I was asking this question myself, like, I'm a real Buddhist. Then, like, I, of course, Google is our friend, so, and we all know, like, right from our childhood, so at least from the folks who are from India, we all heard these three things, right? Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami, and like Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. So, like, of course, like, we might not know, or at least I did not at that point of time, like, exact meaning of that. So then I started digging more into that. So Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, like, as I'm sure, like, you all know, this translates to, like, Buddha means the knowledge, apparently. So the knowledge is the one which guides oneself to decide what is right and what is wrong. So, well, the person like me who might not have a great knowledge, so what would he do? Then, like, I looked at the second one, which is like, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. So follow the teachings. Like, the person like me who does not know, yeah, go and, like, listen to few Dhamma talks, or, like, do some research and, like, try to acquire the knowledge. So it is like, the teachings. That's great, right? So then, okay, I have like only 2 weeks to come and at least talk few words here. So then I was thinking, then what was the third one? Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. So Gautam Buddha probably, like, the whole Buddhism from my point of view basically condensed everything in these 3 lines, I would say. Because Sangham Sharanam Gacchami, so it's like the society which basically, like, we go to, we see our neighbors, we learn from people who we are associated with, or the likely minded people, we try to get an answer from them. Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. This is, that reminds me a very good event, happened when I was a kid. In the 11th grade, I used to take bus to go to school. College, rather, we call college. So while I was coming back, at times the naughty we were, like, 11th, 12th grade, I used to get off the bus, running bus. So, well, you survive, and by the time you go home, the news will reach the home. So it was before I would go home. So now, what are the things I did, the good or bad, reached my home. So it was like, I've been raised by a village. So is everyone, I believe. So Sangham Sharanam Gacchami, like, if you need the answer, probably, like, one need to go seek an answer in the Sangha, in the society. So, of course, like, Gautam Buddha says, happiness is in our minds. So, of course, if you feel good and you are good, and nothing is permanent, so what are we really fighting for? Though the Buddhism started in India, it spread too vast in all the South Asian countries. And as I was talking to one of my colleagues here, one of my friends here, probably, like, that is why Japanese, even though they have to undergo the Hiroshima bomb massacre, they could still rebel. That maybe because they were able to recreate whatever they have or they had with the love. So, like, the love and affection probably always pays off. So with these three things in my mind, right, I revisited my statement to Mr. Jagdish Sir. I'm a Buddhist. Well, so what I concluded is, we all, knowingly or unknowingly, we all follow the principles of Buddha. Buddhism is nothing but an experience. And, I'm proud to say that, I am a Buddhist, probably, right? I am. So now, let's touch upon the second thing. Today, it will be really incomplete without talking about Mahatma Buddha and also Baba Sahib Ambedkar. I really feel honored to even talk about him. And thank you, Abbott and Mr. Jagdish Ji for giving me this opportunity. I'm really honored to talk about Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar. See, my personal view is Dr. Baba Sahib is the Indians particularly, I've been very judgmental on Baba Sahib. Everybody branded him as he is a leader of certain sect or particular people. But wait a second, he's not. See, as Ayush was talking about, he's one of the first individuals, and as a law minister, he's the one who introduced the Hindu law in the parliament. Of course, did not pass, but he started championing. So I just want to take what Ayush was talking about the Hindu law. Hindu law talks about the women particularly, right? I mean, the most of it has been dedicated to women. So Article 14, I believe, talks about what Baba Sahib was talking about for women. He wanted to give voting rights. Voting rights way back then. And then of course, if you take our country of domicile here, the USA, Amendment 19 was designed in 1920. That is way after over a century. That is when the women here get to vote, right, in 1920, this 19th Amendment. But whereas, for us in India, Bharat Ratna, the architect of modern India, the father of modern India, Dr. Ambedkar has a vision. He fought for getting the rights to women. Not only that, he fought for giving the property to women as well. And he went to the extent, I believe, in the Article 14. He even noted few points saying that for the women, we all know back home, when we were growing up, grandmothers and mothers, they all eat at the end. After we all guys eat. The reason for that was, whatever left over, that's the only thing they used to eat. So Baba Sahib even introduced Malnourishment Act in that article. So he is a visionary. I mean, he did not talk about only a particular sect. He was talking about the entire people. He was totally misbranded. He does not belong to a particular sect. He belongs to everyone. And he fought for the equality. He stood against inequality. So the Buddhism and the thoughts, what all he gathered, probably that was the main reason how he could take it to when he was inking the constitution, that's probably he must have done. So now I want to talk about the INT. As you all know, I belong to Indian Institute of North Texas. It is I really want to thank ING for honoring me with letting me represent them. It's a great organization, and we basically work with a lot of organizations in the Metroplex. And of course, Jagdish Staff he's been associated with us for close to 2 years now, and we thank you. And on behalf of ING, we will congratulate you Abbott and the Abbott leadership team. And and also I would like to thank each and every one of you for giving this opportunity to speak about my great and my favorite leader, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Jai Hind, God bless America. Jai Bhim.